webinar. Hello, everyone. It's Michael from TV4 Education, and we're going to be doing TV4 Education administrator training. So, if you're in charge in running the system, you're in charge in maintaining the system, you're in charge in doing anything to supervise everybody on your system, including teachers, this is for you. So the first place to start with is the login. Okay, so if you had TV for Education installed, this will probably be your first screen that you've got here. And you can see, you can click there and drag down. It'll load the next page of results and the next page of results and the next page of results. Okay, however, even though you might see some videos on there, when you click them, what you will notice is they will not play. And that's a copyright and a screen rights compliance requirement that you need to be logged in to be able to play a video. So if you single sign on and if you click on the icon to bring it up, you will automatically be signed in. But if not, or even if you've got a video that someone has sent you from TV for Education, you need to be signed in. In this case, I'm going to click up here, okay, and I'm going to log in as myself. So you can't have more than one person log in with the same account. Okay, you can have thousands and 10,000s of people all logging in at the same time and all playing the same video, but each one of them has to log in with their own credentials. So I'm going to log in on my system, okay, and it's going to ask me for a password. Okay, and providing all your credentials are correct, you will be logged in and you'll be presented with exactly the same screen, except you might have a few more videos. Okay, now the reason for that is because these are the videos that we were looking at. Anyone can play them. These new videos that you now see, well, they're of a higher security rating. So it might be a teachers only video. It might be a year 12 video and you were logging in as a year 8 student. So you need to have the appropriate clearance to go in. And of course, let me just go back to that exact same video that I was trying to play before. Okay, and here it is, the ABC. And guess what? The synopsis will come up and the video will play. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that you understand the patron specification and the patron information that you need to create before anyone is able to log into the system. So to create or to check a person's specification, we'll assume that someone cannot log in because they need a password and they've forgotten their password. We'll start from that point. So if you go to the menu button, okay, and if as long as you're an administrator, you can do these things. If you're not an administrator, you won't be able to. You need to come down to patron, and the patron is a guy called Mike, and he can't log in because he's forgot his password. So let's go to patron management. It'll always bring up your record. So we are going to say, no, I don't want to deal with my record. I want to do a find. So at the bottom of the screen, we have the find button and Mike. Okay, and there's all the different mics, but the mic that we're talking about is Mike Scott. He can't log in. So when you click on Mike Scott, his record will come up. Okay, now the first thing you're going to ask him is, Mike, how were you logging in? What were you using? And he said, oh, I was using my barcode. And you can say, well, what was it? And he said it was 764312151. And you look at it here and you go, well, no, that's not his barcode. So you go, no, that's not your barcode. So make sure that he's got the right barcode that he's logging in with. Okay. He can also log in with a username. Well, what username should I give him? Well, my recommendation is make it all in lowercase, put in his first name, full stop, and then his surname. So it can be anything that's unique. Now, obviously, a first name, full stop, surname is going to be very unique. So now all of a sudden, Mike can log in with his barcode of 444, or he can use his username, which is mike.scott, to log in, or he can go in and he can log in with his email address. Okay, Mike Scotty at whatever it is. And now he can log in. Okay, now while you're here, what you need to remember is check what is his security code. What does that mean? Well, if he's in year 10, then he's a security 10. If he's in year 12, he's a security 12. If he's in year 2, he's a security 2. Okay, so you need to remember that security code, because if Mike, he's a security 10 person, if he tries to watch a video that's been classified as security 12, and that's why he's coming and complaining to you that I can't play the video, you can say, yep, he's logged in, but you're trying to play a security 12 video, so you can't play it, you don't have access to it. Okay, so the videos will only play for up to year 10 and below for Mike. Okay, now the other thing is in here, okay, you'll probably find that Mike's credential role in the system is he's a student. Okay, so he's only going to be able to watch what's there. But let's say that Mike is not a student. If Mike is not a student and he's a teacher, what you need to make sure is you need to set him up with a staff class grade, okay, a homeroom that's appropriate for him, okay. And when you come to the role, if he's just a teacher, okay, you need to make sure that he has the teacher classification, not student. Get rid of it. That's what he needs to have. So all your teachers should have the classification of teacher. What does that do? Well, apart from allowing them to do a whole bunch of uh, access of videos, okay, let me just save that record. Okay, what it's now done, it's changed his class grade to staff. Therefore, he has a 50, so he can watch anything that has a security clearance of 50 or under. So he can watch anything. But because he is a teacher, what you've effectively done, when he logs in, not only will he get the school's collection and his My Item button, he will also have the TV for Education option. And what that does, allows the staff to go and select content from our amazing 170,000 plus new entries. It'll allow him to request content on any topic, allow him to request content on any subject, allow him to request content from virtually any TV channel and any Foxtel channel. So it gives him a lot of privileges which students don't have. Okay, and when he selects content, it will go into the school's collection for the students that are appropriate for their year level. Okay, so that's what that will happen. But Mike still can't log in, even though we've set him all up, okay, because he doesn't know his password. So you can go here into change password, and my recommendation is anyone that you fiddle or play with, and in regards to password or not being able to access, why don't you give them a new password and make sure that everybody has the same new password, and that password is password in lowercase PASSWORD. Confirm it again, PASSWORD, and we'll go change his password. So now Mike's password is password, except because he's a teacher, you might turn and click that button and says that next time he logs in, he must change that generic password. Now, if it's a student, you can just say, no, I just want them all to have the same password, but they'll use their barcode or their email address to log in. So they'll need to know their barcode and their password, but that way every student has the same password, or give it a school name, or give it something generic like TV.com or something. You can give them any kind of password that all of them have to have. Okay, or you can might say is that if they're year 12, this is their password. If they're year 11, that's a different password. If they're year 9, that's a different password. And by the way, once you set it all up, There's a global way of doing that, but talk to us and we'll walk you through. We're not going to go through all the global changes in this admin beginners user training. Okay, I just want to make sure that you understand that everyone that accesses your system needs to have a record here. Okay, if they're not on the system, you do a find, you don't find them, go new. It'll give you a blank screen. So you need to give them a barcode. Well, what can I use as a barcode? Well, we really don't care. Our recommendation, why not use their library number? Or better than that, why not use their school admin number? Because that's going to be unique. Their username, as I said, first name, full stop, surname, all in lowercase. That's my recommendation. It's entirely up to you. You might just say Scott, full stop M, or Scott M, or something like that. That's entirely up to you. But make sure that it's the same for all your students. Okay? You got a first name, you got a surname, you got an email address, so they can now log into three ways: using email address, using their username, or using their barcode. Okay? You need to put them in a class grade so that they are restricted based on their year level. Okay? Homeroom, we really don't need it, but the system does. So just grab a random homeroom if you want and put that in there. Their role is very important. So if they're a teacher, they should have teacher. If they're a student, they should have a student. But if it's an administrator, how about making them the librarian? You can make them the administrator, not necessary. My recommendation, make them a librarian, and then that they can do everything on the system. Okay, librarian and administrator, very little difference when it comes to TV4Education. So good idea to just have yourself as an administrator, have everybody else in the library or manage the system, have them as librarian. Okay, don't forget, hit the chain save button to be able to save the system. Now, once all of that is in the system, now basically Mike Scott can actually log in. When Mike logs in, what's he going to see? Well, let's click on School Collection. This is going to be his login page. Okay, and these are all the videos that the school has. If Mike Scott was a student, this will be exactly the same page, except if Mike was a year 7 student and these videos was for year 8s or above, it will not show on Mike's page. Okay, so we only display what's appropriate for that particular year level. However, let's say for argument's sake, this particular video, ABC Me, now I'm a teacher, so we're now going to take our administrator hat off, and a teacher comes to you and says, you've got this video, I can see it, and of course they can see it because they are 50, so they can see everything on the system just about, okay? And this video doesn't appear on their year 10 student's screen, but they would like to give it to a year 10 student. So they click on it and they go, I can show it in the class, but I don't want to show it in the class. I want them to have that for homework. How can I give it to them for homework? Let me put that on pause. How can I give it to them for homework? Or how can I just give it to them to watch? Because it's a 50, but this is my year 10s. Well, that's easy. You don't have to go and change the security level of that and go to library staff and ask them for it. As a teacher, just tell them to click the share button up here. Okay, share it. And then choose, I want to share it with my year 8s. Choose the year level and it will regenerate that. And then you just highlight that link, go copy, and then email it, put into a unit of work, put it wherever you like, and they can now have access to that video, even though it's a 50. Okay, just bear in mind a number of things. When you give anyone that share link, we will track who did it, and we will track who actually watched it, when they watched it, and how often they watched it. And there are reports that you can get into and have a look at all that information. Or why not just put in a request for help and say, I'd like to know who watched this particular video. How do I find that out? And we can walk you through it. Or just say, can you send me a tech note on how to track the usage? Or can you do me a little video, put on YouTube so then I can watch it and I can also give it to my other staff so they in turn can track who watched the share link. Okay. We can also tell you who's watched this video even though you don't share it. We also keep track of that. Okay. So that's what mic the teacher can do. And of course, if it's I'm a student and I've got a video appearing here, there's absolutely nothing stopping me from clicking that, okay, and then watching that video. Now, if you tell them, all right, I've got this program over here called Everyone Loves Raymond, and it's about ethics, and I want you to watch it, and then you need to do this particular essay and assignment on acceptable ethics in this day and age, and tell me what's wrong in this particular video. Now, and say, I want you to back it up with evidence. So the child will go ahead and they'll do the assignment, and they're talking about a particular section of that video and they want to get a cut of that video. Or you might be a teacher and they've put you into a demountable at the end of the football oval that has dodgy internet. They've got a wireless internet, but it's dodgy. More often than not, it doesn't work, and you can't even do a simple Google search, let alone play videos or let alone get to YouTube. So, can I get my own personal copy of this video so I can then show it to the class when they come into my cubicle? Or can a student download this video and then edit and cut it and then send me the piece that they are referring to that addresses their assignment? The answer to all of that is yes. You can take any video and you can download it. The only videos you can't do that to is YouTube. Why? Because it's illegal. Okay, so here we go. This is the video and I want my own personal copy of it. So you click on the I for information. The bibliographic information will come up about that video. And as you scroll to the URL, there's the download button. All you do, or the student can do, if they can play the video, they can get in here by just clicking the I. And they can click on the download. And it should give you a pop-up like that. Okay? And you should be able to go save. And guess what? You've now got an MPEG-4 copy of that particular video. And because it's MPEG-4, that's industry standard, you can use any editor. We have an amazing editor, but you can use any editor to edit it and get what you want out of it. If that pop-up doesn't come up, it's because up in here, you'll get a little dot, a red dot. And if you click on it, it'll say something like, pop-ups are blocked from your schoolname.functionalsolution.com.au. And when you click on it, you have the option of saying always allow pop-ups from functionalsolution.com.au, and you'll never have that problem again. So, and then you just go back and click the download again, and this time the pop-up will come up and we guarantee you can download it. Okay, so that's how you can get your videos up on the system and play it. Now, the thing is, I'm a teacher and this seems fantastic. You telling me that I can have access to all these videos? Well, what kind of videos do I have access to? Well, let me show you. Remember, I said only teachers have the TV4Education button on the top. So I'm a teacher, I collect that button, and of course, administrators do that too. So you can go ahead and you can click the TV4Education button, and it will take you to a totally different site. Okay, it makes it appear transparent as if you're on the system, but there it is. Okay, and this is the TV4Education database. There's literally tens and tens of thousands of videos across every topic, across every curriculum outcome, across every lesson that you could possibly ever need to teach. There they are. Okay, and you can scroll up and you can have a look at lessons, you can have a look at YouTube, you can have a look at movies, at documentaries, you can have a look at it all. And the way you look at it is just put the cursor on the right and it'll start scrolling. Now, the recently added is constantly changing, obviously, because it's recently added. So if you want something, okay, like this one here, ABC The Peep Show, and you think you want it, you're not absolutely sure. So you're at home at night and you're looking at TV4Education, click on it, and up will come the synopsis. Okay, it will disappear after a few seconds and the video will start playing. And guess what? You can go fast forward, okay? You can go reverse, You can do anything you like and you can watch it, or you can just go, yeah, I need that episode. Click the star and that'll get added to your collection. Okay. And you can go and click another one. And you don't have to play it because you go, I know this one. I want media watch. Click the star and it gets added to your collection. Okay. And you can just keep going. You can add as many things. You can go down to Learning Tube, okay, which is amazing content based on specific curriculum requests we've had from teachers and topic requests we've had. You'll find them all in there, and you can add. Well, what if I run out of space? Well, the good news is you will never ever run out of space. What about if I run out of quota? You will never run out of anything. So we would encourage you to get in there and go and add as much content as you want from the system. Okay. And that's how you add it. But what about I'm a science teacher? Can I search for material? Absolutely. Go in here and SCIENCE, science. And there's all your science, and there's literally tens of thousands. You can enter history, any curriculum area you teach, you just go ahead and you can choose anything to add it. Now, let's say you're not sure whether you want this video or not. Okay, let me just exit out of this one. And in the science area, I'm looking at that and I go, animal planets. Do I really want this? Not sure. Well, why not go ahead and add it anyway? Okay. And by adding it, if you don't want it, you can delete it later. Okay. But if you put it there, the big advantage is if you don't want it, someone else might want it. So all you're doing is you're continuing to grow your collection of all the items that you want. But you can say science is very broad. Can I narrow it down? Absolutely. Go science, space, Earth, or science, space, moon. Okay. So you can add a question, a word, and another word, and another word. And you can just go ahead and just click on that and just go add that one. And you've added it. Okay. However, what you can also do is you can click on subjects and you go down to science and look at all the different areas. We've got heaps and heaps and heaps of videos on all the different curriculum areas. I want earth and environment. Okay. And then choose the video you want from here. Okay. And then go add. And that's added to the collection. Okay. Okay. Now, what about YouTube? I see you've got a YouTube button there. What happens when I click on that? Well, it will do a YouTube search and it'll take whatever you put in here and go and search for YouTube and you can go load more. Okay. And you can just go and add it exactly the same. You get exactly the same experience. All the bibliographic information, by the way, gets added to your collection to make the item more discoverable. What that means is anyone that comes along and puts any of these words in, it will bring up that video. Okay. So you can go ahead and you can add as much YouTube as you like. Okay. Now, the thing with the YouTube is that we don't actually download the YouTube item. Okay. Now, the reason for that is because it's illegal to download YouTube. So we keep you legal. Okay. So let me go into my school's collection and just show you where that YouTube item goes and where all the other videos go. There they all are. They're all in there. Okay. And if you play the YouTube video, it'll just come up exactly the same. The synopsis will disappear. Okay. And the YouTube video will start playing. Okay. Now, what you can do is you can also go ahead and you can load another video and the synopsis will come up and then it'll disappear. Okay. And if I go to the information on any of my videos that are non-YouTube, guess what? You can download them. But when you go to YouTube, okay, remember I said you can't download them? There they are. There's no download option in YouTube. So we keep you legal and keep it all above board. Okay. Now, if you're a school that has 50 teachers and they're all loading content, that's a lot of content. Yeah. And you're never going to run out of space. So what do I do about looking for just my items? Well, every individual user, that means teachers and students, if they've clicked on any video or watched any video, they have a My Items button, and that's where all your videos will appear. Okay. And if you decide you don't want them anymore, it's not a problem. Go ahead and delete it out of here by just clicking that bin. When you click the bin, it goes out of your system, but it still stays on the school's collection. That never gets removed. And the reason for that is because in the school's collection, other teachers might want to use it and other students might want to use it. But if you say, no, this particular video, I just don't want it, period, full stop. So as the administrator, you are the only one that can delete material out of your system. Why you would do it, I don't know, because there is no restriction on limits of quantity and volume. Okay. But if you want to delete something, okay, remember Earth Sciences, just click the I for information and you will have the edit button. Nobody else does. Okay. When you click the edit button, it'll take you to the bibliographic record for that particular video. And you can just go delete title and it will delete it. You go, oh, can I add some notes to this to make it more discoverable? Absolutely. Go into the notes area. You can type in your whole assignment in there or paste it in from there, from Word or from wherever. Okay, make sure it's Word so that then we can index that and make it discoverable and searchable. And anyone searching in the smart search and they put in a word that happens to be in here, it'll go ahead. Can I categorize it? Absolutely. We got local subjects and you can put all your subjects in there. It's about Aboriginal history. It's about adventure. It's about uh, um, uh, humans. Okay, it says humans are not in a subject area. Do you want to add it? You go, yep. So you can add anything you like to make that. So now if I search for humans, it'll come up, or adventure, or Aboriginal, or history, or Aboriginal history, it will come up. Okay, don't forget to hit the save button. But I don't want to do any of that. I don't want this video. I want to delete it. Click on delete, and in here we'll go YES, confirm the delete. Earth Science is gone. So let's go back into my search screen, my schools collection. What have I got here? You'll notice that when it comes up, it's gone. Okay. And that's how you can add items to the system. Now, let's say for argument's sake, this one, or let's go and add another video. So let me go to TV for Education. And in TV for Education, I'm going to do a search of war. Okay. And when I search for war, let's have a look up here. Here we go, MA. So let me just add that video and go, I want that video in my collection, and there it is. Okay, let me now go back to, it's an MA video, 15 plus, strong violence, sexual references, all that stuff. So how can I guarantee that that video is not going to appear on my year 2s or 3s or 10s or 11s or 12s? I want to show that particular video. Well, when you have a look at the edit of the bibliographic record of that video, it will tell you what the security coding by default is. Okay, and this is for year 11s and above. You go, but that's an MA. Oh, okay. So why don't you make it teachers? You can change that. And when you go save, now all of a sudden, not year 11s, not year 12s, no one can have it. So every video has its own security clearance. Well, can I set it so it's a default that MAs always are teachers only and not year 11s? Absolutely. How do we do that? Okay, let's always go back to our search screen as our starting point. Okay, and we'll reference everything from there. So here's my search screen, and I want to now go and set the default for videos coming into the system, what their security is going to be. Really easy. So you just go to the menu button, you're an administrator, go down to configuration, and then in the configuration screen, scroll up and go to the authority editor because it's an authority file. So in the authority editor, where it says audience, click on that and go all the way down to default video security. So these are the default security numbers that have come up for different videos. If I click on that, it'll say, if it's an MA, it's for year 11s and above. And I go, no, it's not. If it's an MA, it's teachers only. And then the teacher can grab a video and use the share link and give it to their year 11s if they want to. So now when I save that, what will happen when any videos get added? This is moving forward. This is not going to reset all the old ones. So moving forward, all the MAs will have a 50 rating. You can go, but I want to do that for my existing videos. Not a problem. Talk to us and we'll show you how you can do a global change to now retrospectively go back and add a security of 50 to all your existing MAs. So if you're a PG, you can have 6 and below. If you're an M video, it's available for year 10s and above. Okay, and 6 and below, 6 and above. So you PG's videos can be viewed by year 6s and above, not by year 5s. Okay, if it's a G, anyone can watch it. Okay, that's all you need to do. And from now on, whenever you go into TV4Education, that's exactly what's going to happen. Okay, so that was a very fast rundown on TV4Education. If you want to add new patrons to the system, new teachers, remember we started off with this. We go to menu, we go to patron, we go to patron management. And remember my patron Mike Scott? Well, in here you just go new, give him a barcode, give him a username, first name, surname, email address, choose a class grade, that will determine what level of videos he has access to. Okay, choose a homeroom. We don't need that, but the system requires that field to be filled in. Okay, make sure that he's a student or a teacher. So students can't add content, but teachers can, and then just go save. Okay, so when I'm in TV4Education, I am looking for a particular subject or a topic. So what you will do is you'll go in here and you'll do a search. Now I'm deliberately putting this in. Okay, so when you search for that, and if it says no results found, we do something that no other system does. We give you entree into our wonderful, wonderful research staff. So all you got to do is go my requests, okay, when it says no items found, because we guarantee to give you results on anything you need to teach. Make a request and a topic request. Just request a topic, tell us the age group. So it's for my year 10s, and this is my curriculum code. If you've got one, the subject is science. Give us the lesson aim, give us some additional information, and we'll use all this information to go and then you go submit. And what will happen is in a couple of days, we'll come back to you with a list of resources to match your request. Nobody else does that. So your teachers have full and free access to our entire professional research team. Okay. However, you've been watching Foxtel at home and they're advertising a series coming up, and it was about World War II and the war. And you say, I'm a history teacher. I'd really love that episode or those series. Click on make a request, premium channel request, and you can request absolutely anything of the Foxtel spectrum. Okay, just make sure it's something that's going to come up, and we'll make sure that we'll deliver it to you free of ads. Okay, what about TV content? Absolutely. Go to free to air TV and you can request anything that's coming up without exception. You can request anything up to 60, 90 days after it was broadcast if it's not already in TV4Education, and we'll record it, we'll strip the ads, and we'll give it to you as well. So when it comes to getting content to teach, content to communicate a particular topic or subject or curriculum outcome, you cannot go past that. And you cannot go past our amazing research staff. They will bend over backwards to get you content to teach absolutely any topic on the system. Thank you very much for this opportunity to present TV4Education for administrators.